You know me, bruh. Ryan O'Toole podcast. Is it October yet? September 27th, 927. Welcome to the Ryan O'Toole podcast. Just after, well, I guess technically week 4 of the NFL is still going on tonight with a doubleheader. Jets, Dolphins, and then who is it? Denver's playing somebody. Welcome to the podcast. Happy Yom Kippur, all my Jewish people out there. I think 57-something is the Jews. 3,700 years ahead of us, and good for them, good for Jewish people, good for everybody who stayed up watching the tie game last night between Green Bay and Dallas. I started watching football at fucking 9 a.m. for a tie game. I have no problem with it. Welcome to the pod. Great day of football yesterday. Great weekend of sports. Dude, I didn't do anything on Sunday. Minus hit some push-ups, okay? I woke up yesterday, I don't know, at 8:30 in the morning on Sunday. I woke up 8:30 Sunday. I go, you know what? I know I'm going to watch football for 14 straight hours, okay? I haven't had a Sunday in my house where football's been on since literally last year. Since last year, I go, I'm watching everything I possibly can. I'm not getting distracted with no females. I'm not getting distracted by no landlords, okay? I'm watching fucking football in peace. I went for a walk. I had to get some steps in, figuring I was like, there's going to be no cardio in here today. Fucking watched the entire Steelers-Vikings game from Dublin, Ireland. By the way, shout out Pam Oliver, okay? I put a video online yesterday of me yelling at the television because Pam Oliver was seemingly drunk in Dublin, Ireland. Okay? And a lot of people were replying to me saying, hey, she has some medical condition, she has migraine, whatever. Hey, I have no problem with Pam Oliver being drunk on the air in Ireland at a football game. None. In fact, and I think I've probably said this before, I'd buy Pam Oliver a drink. I fucking love Pam Oliver. Pam Oliver's there shit-faced after the game interviewing Aaron Rodgers, which I don't blame. Who wants to talk to Aaron Rodgers sober? Okay? Who wants to talk to Aaron Rodgers sober? I wouldn't even want to talk to him after fucking 11 Guinnesses. Be 100% honest. I mean, is Aaron Rodgers not the most boring personality, try-to-be-liked person of all time? He is. So I don't fault Pam Oliver for being shit-faced because of a post-game interview with Aaron Rodgers. I'd be on ayahuasca or whatever the hell he does if I had to talk to him. All right? No issue there. I put this video up on TikTok, and fucking this morning I wake up, it's up to like 80,000 views, and people are yelling at me that she has some fucking medical thing or something. Regardless of what it was, good for Pam Oliver. All right? If she does have a medical condition, good for her. She could go overseas and make a boatload of fucking money and still be good at her job. But I'm saying, there's no, people act like I'm like knocking on her or snitching. I mean, how many times do we got to see, oh, they got a game in Ireland. We need to have all these cliche B-roll shots of everyone on our broadcast team drinking a Guinness. All right, fine, I get it, all right? You got to fill up TV time, all right? No complaints here. But it seemed like everyone was just having like a sip or two of Guinness for the photo, and it seems like Pam Oliver was just at the bar all morning, dude. Pam Oliver's just at the fucking bar throwing him back. And to that I say good for her. All right? All those photo ops, Pam Oliver's just knocking him back, dude. Good for her. Good for Pam Oliver. More international football in the NFL. Croke Park, Dublin, Ireland. What I think of the game, I don't know. These Europe games, they're still weird. I know they're much more common now where we have these international games and stuff, but asking a team to travel like that is still, I think, a lot. I know they're over there. Well, Minnesota will be over there for this week as well. Minnesota has, I think, who do they have? Cleveland on Sunday or something? I forget who they have. They're playing in London. Pittsburgh looks good. If I had a guess, I wouldn't say I would have thought Pittsburgh would be 3-1 after 4 weeks. You know, I wouldn't. They're up there. They're blocking for Aaron Rodgers. He was getting the ball out quick yesterday. Defensively, they were causing problems out there. Granted, at the end, Minnesota had a chance to kind of come down and put the game in overtime, but they couldn't because Pittsburgh's defense put them away. But I thought that was a really impressive showing by the Pittsburgh Steelers last night. And I watched the Steelers game last week against the Patriots, which we're going to completely forget about. But that was the best I've seen them look, in a while. So, well, this year. So, Pittsburgh, but fuck the Steelers. All right, you guys aren't tuning in for my takes on, well, I guess you are tuning in for my takes on everything. All right, that's how my morning started. All right, walked around. I gave up coffee for fucking a week. I went a week, no coffee. Now, as you see, I'm back on it like a fiend. The guy at the deli was just asking me, hey, I haven't been seeing you around recently. That's because I'm usually scratching at the doors at 5 in the morning. Give me coffee. Give me coffee. I need. I'm fucking scratching. No, I just hadn't been around, Gave it up for a week. Now I'm back on it. What's that mean, Ryan? You can't quit coffee? No, it means I'm slowing down on it, though. All right, I like drinking tea. I am a tea person, okay? I'm a tea person. If you don't know by now, if you don't know me personally, I've been diagnosed with, there's a word for it. I don't know, aggravated ADHD or something like that. Aggravated is not the right word, but ADHD is the... What's wrong with me? Okay, nothing. Nothing's wrong with me, but I gotta relax with the caffeine, okay? It fucking makes me weird. And you know what? For someone who gave up coffee for a week and was drinking tea, a lot of things was good, okay? And I'm probably going to go back to it. The only reason I'm doing this now is because it's like 7 a.m. and I can do this now because it will be out of my system relatively early in the day, and then I can drink tea and do what I got to do, okay? I just want to drink tea and be locked. So I watched that game at 9 o'clock. I mean, I had the 2 TVs fucking fired up yesterday, dude. I had my apartment was dark. I was not hungover. I didn't consume any alcoholic beverages this week. Did I? No, yeah. No, I had a glass of wine the other night. Not even. It was like half. Nothing wrong with a glass of vino, but I woke up on a Sunday after a great night of comedy at the Grizzly Pear Comedy Club, excited to see the New England Patriots, after a disgraceful loss, take on the Carolina Panthers, and I fucking loved everything I saw Sunday from the Patriots. I mean, an ass-whooping. 42-13 was the final score. Everything, offense, defense, special teams, Marcus Jones. I'll tell you, that game started. The Patriots defer. The Patriots defer the ball. And shout out to my buddy Tim Summit, who I talk to every time there's a Patriots game on. He'll be on the clock, I'll call him. All right? I'll be in another country, I'll call him. All right? It doesn't matter what the fuck's going on. But he made a great point. Patriots defer the ball again. Carolina comes right down the fucking field on him and scores. Right down the field. And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. They missed the extra point, granted. But even after the Patriots go down the field, get scored on, when they finally get the ball back, they go 3-and-out. They went 3-and-out right after. The first couple minutes of that game was very uncomfortable. Patriots defense makes a stop. By the way, welcome back. Bienvenidos. Christian Gonzalez. Okay, that was big having him back out there. Bienvenidos, Senor Gonzalez. Okay, it was great to have Gonzalez back out there. But they go 3-and-out, give the ball back to Carolina. Defense stops, and then Marcus Jones just takes matters into his own hands. Marcus Jones fucking, what do you rip off? A 70-something yard punt return? An 80-something yard punt return? Rip that off, and you can just feel the momentum. And then he almost had the second one. But Drake May is starting to pass tests with me now. I'm not going to get too crazy about Drake May out here, okay? I'm not going to be one of these people that are going to say, oh, fucking Josh Allen, he's fucking this and that, okay? There's a long way to go with that. A long way to go, okay? But Drake May, when he's learning to not do too much and do crazy things and all that, when he just is playing conservatively the way he was, I mean, his passes were phenomenal. Granted, he underthrew Stephon Diggs on one, and was it Hooper or Hunter Henry on another one? I mean, the Stephon Diggs one would have been a touchdown. He had a very obvious overthrow. Those things happen, though. Those things happen. But just as far as not doing too much against a team you really don't have to, you should be beating. And I know everyone, oh, it's Carolina. That's what you're supposed to be doing to these teams, okay? That's what you're supposed to be doing to teams like Carolina, okay? Patriots need to separate themselves. They got to get out of that bottom of the pack group in the NFL. So what do you do to teams like the Carolina Panthers? You want to fucking smash the shit out of them is what you want to do. That's what you want to do. You want to smash the fucking shit out of them. Pardon my French on a Monday morning. Okay? You want to beat the fucking shit out of them is what you want to do. Okay? And they did that. They were all over the place offensively, defensively, special teams. Again, Skula had one down to the 1 yard line. I'm going to have to gun one. If you know, you know. I'm going to have to gun one for Brendan Skula this week. I didn't do it yesterday. I put one back on the phone with my buddy Timmy, but that was about that. And you know what? I can't remember the time I was laying on my couch, and I go, holy shit, I was about to take a fucking small nap. Not really. I wasn't going to, fully fall asleep, but I had, my lights off, and it was, I don't know, the beginning of the fourth quarter, and I go, look at this. I go, I'm watching Josh Dobbs and Andy Dalton in a Patriots ass-whooping right now. I go, this is fucking great. This was great. A Patriots ass-whooping. You know, you got to take everybody out. I feel like I haven't seen that in 4 or 5 years, which I don't think I have. So it was good. I mean, just Drake May, even the play he rolled out, ran to the side. He can run and not get touched. He's a fast runner and he's quick, Drake May, but he's also a very strong runner. Like when you look at his legs when he runs, you can see power in his legs, okay? You see power in them hind legs, all right, as they say with the thoroughbreds. That's what I look at. That's the thing that I notice with, and here we go. Here I was going, just mocking people comparing Drake May to Josh Allen 3 minutes ago. But that was the thing I noticed with Josh Allen when there was a time in Josh Allen, very early in Josh Allen's career, where he played against New England, and it was in Buffalo and then in Foxborough, where they were get-up games, and you were learning the Bills were learning what they had with Josh Allen. And they got their ass, a couple of times they got their ass kicked. One of the times they stuck with them, but still, they were kind of getting their ass kicked. But they were good ass whoopings. They were very good ass whoopings for the Bills. Meaning as you had somebody to line up against, you got to see what it was. But I noticed Josh Allen, I was like, damn, okay, he runs fast when you see the highlights. But when you saw Josh Allen run, even when he was a little bit more lean, thin, and younger, you noticed, oh yeah, he's fast, but he's running very strong. That's what I'm noticing with Drake May. That run he had where he just went around the side, beat everyone to the sideline, yeah, he's fast and stuff like that, but he's keeping the ball cocked, ready to, he'll throw it. And to do that and be able to run at the same time, you got to be a strong runner. You got to be, and he did that, didn't even get touched on that play. So shout out to fucking Drake May. That was fucking phenomenal. You know, this is the second time now I'd say I thought the Miami game was the best game Drake May played, and I thought this one was just it. You know, and I know people will look at his numbers and be like, oh, they're probably not that crazy. I think he was 14 for 17 or 15 for 8, whatever it was. He just do the easy things. You know what I mean? He's talented enough where he doesn't have to do that much, and we can worry about all that other stuff. We don't want to see him throwing the ball 55 fucking times, you know? So shout out to them. And then we just got a Red Sox-Yankees series thrown on us. That's going to happen. We got Sox-Yankees in the Bronx Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You know, I'll already get the questions this week. Hey, kid, you going to be wearing your Red Sox gear in New York? You going to be wearing your kid? I'll wear this shit in fucking Nazi-occupied Germany in 1943. All right? There's no hiding where I come from. Okay? It doesn't happen, all right? No, of course I am. Am I going to go to any of the games? Probably not. I'm working and I'm busy with comedy. But I'm excited for Sox-Yanks. We'll dig into that after. What else happened? Yeah, watch that. I still haven't watched any of post-game press conferences or anything. I'm going to do that today at work. I'm going to do that on the clock. Well, kind of. I'm still working, but I have it in my ear. What else is going on? What did I tune into after at 4 o'clock? Because I had 2 games firing all day, minus when the Patriots were on. The Patriots were on and everything. I watched that Indianapolis-Rams game. I saw the end of Tampa Bay and Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the best team. Not exactly a surprise there. Zach Bond, dude. Zach Bond is I got to make a list of my favorite players in the NFL to watch. Where I just watched them. I'm like, these dudes are fucking awesome. I think the leader for me, and I didn't see any of Detroit yesterday, it's probably Penei Sewell on the Lions. But Zach Bond is putting himself in the conversation. I love me a white boy with wheels. You know that? I love me a fast white dude. But he is just he's phenomenal. The entire defensive front for the Eagles is just, goddamn, dude. They're fucking incredible, dude. You know, and I only saw it because it cut away after the Patriots game, it switched to, I don't know, the last 7 minutes of the Bucs game, and I wanted the Buccaneers to win that game. I pulled for Baker Mayfield, all that stuff. But their defensive front is just too much. And then I see A.J. Brown acting like a moron after the game. A.J. Brown's throwing a fit. His team hasn't lost a game yet. Is this just another ploy to sell books for this guy? Remember A.J. Brown last year was acting like a total retard and then just started, like, reading a book on the sideline, and then it was just, it was like some fucking attention thing? Is he really going to do this again? Your team's winning. You know, like, you just got a giant contract. You're regarded as one of the best fucking wide receivers. And I know it's no surprise here, wide receiver acting retarded because they don't get the targets of the like, dude, like, your team they're the best team in football. No one's doubting that. Nobody's doubting that they're like the best team in football. He's saying in the post, well, we run it and we don't really go. We're killers out here and we're not using them and stuff. Who gives a shit? You're 4-0 and everyone's healthy. Fuck you, like, what the fuck, like, what? But very talented player. Is that just a requirement to be a good wide receiver for a lot of these guys? You kind of have to be, like, selfish and stuff. I know it's been said before, when you see players like A.J. Brown, I mean, this is 2 years in a row now. He was doing this last year when they were winning, too. Last year, they were in the middle of I think the same win streak they're still on. They haven't lost a game in, like, a fucking year now. You know? And he's sitting here, and then it just became like, I got to learn how to control myself. So then he's reading some fucking book. And I don't know if he's really reading or not, but it was like, you know, if he is, good for him, I guess. But it just caused, like, this thing on the sideline. And then all of a sudden you have all these morons from Philadelphia acting like they read. You know? But they look good. What else did I have on? I saw fucking Jackson Dart. I didn't see any of that, but I know I haven't even looked at the newspaper today, and I will be unfortunately interacting. Actually, I shouldn't say unfortunately. I don't really care about the Giants fans. You know, the Jets fans are the ones I can't stand. The Giants are really whatever. You know, I don't have any issues with them. They don't really have any issues with me, you know, but we'll be hearing about Jackson Dart mania in New York. I mean, they had to bench Russell Wilson. They had to fucking bench Russell Wilson. They had to. You know? Russell Wilson's done. Russell Wilson has now gone from, I mean, if Sean Payton and Mike Tomlin couldn't salvage anything of Russell Wilson, two of the best coaches of this era, two guys that are probably going to be Hall of Famers, two Super Bowl winning head coaches, two guys that, you know, they're still at the top of their games as far as I'm concerned, can't salvage this guy, and two guys that have gotten better since he's left. I guess the jury's still kind of out on Pittsburgh. It's done for Russell Wilson. You know, you got your big contract, you got your money. It's time to be a backup, you know? But I didn't really watch any of that. What other 4 o'clock game did I watch yesterday? I got to look at the fucking... I had Rams Colts on, and then I had another... Oh, Baltimore getting their fucking shit rocked by Kansas City. I forgot. I almost had to call a doctor because I almost had a 4-hour erection by the Ravens now being 1-3. All right, I almost had to get the fucking doc on the horn. Oh, now granted, I didn't want any of those teams. I put it this way: if one game could have ended in a tie yesterday, I wish it could have been Baltimore and Kansas City. I can't stand either of those teams. But Baltimore has major issues. Major issues. Oh my God. Now, Kansas City, I already know what everyone's going to say with Kansas City. Well, they're not that good. They're not the same they have been the last few years. Yeah, that might be true. Even though it's still very early, and Rashee Rice will come back from suspension. All right, now I'm not saying Rashee Rice is A.J. Brown or Terrell Owens or one of these guys, but this Kansas City team we're seeing now is going to look different in, a month from now? Not even 3 weeks from now, whenever that suspension's up. They're going to look a little different. Now, I still don't think they're going to have the run game. Who knows? Kansas City's defense is still fucking ferocious. Their defense and their coaching is still top tier. Top tier. And they protected home field yesterday. They protected home field. That was an ass whooping. Baltimore is in trouble. I'm telling you right now, they're 1-3. they could turn it around and start ripping off games. All right, I'm not saying that, but it's the reason. It's how they're getting their ass kicked. They played against Detroit last week. Now I know Detroit on a Monday night. Now you got to go Kansas City. Short week, 2 very good teams, 2 Super Bowl threats. Fine, I'll hear you out there. But it's the way they got manhandled by Detroit, just totally pushed around on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and it was no different yesterday with Kansas City. No different. No different. Lamar's getting hit back there. They're getting beat right off the snap of the ball. Baltimore is in trouble. I am telling you, the Ravens are in trouble. Okay, and they were going to be my Super Bowl pick this year. I didn't even give out a Super, but I was thinking before the season, I got a feeling about Baltimore. Oh my God, Kansas City fucking beat their ass yesterday, and Kansas City needed that too. Kansas City started 2-2, and we've heard this before. I am not done on Kansas City. I am not. I think a lot of people are just assuming like, oh, it's not the same. And again, that might be true. But until someone knocks them off in the AFC, okay? Again, Buffalo's 4-0. Buffalo looks like one of the best teams in football. I've heard it before. You know, I've heard it before. Until someone knocks off Kansas City, I'm still regarding them as the team I would not want to fucking play. You know, I would not want to play, and we're super early in this season. We're not even through 4 weeks. We still got 2 Monday nighters tonight. By the way, I hate when they do the Monday Night Football games at the same time. Why are we doing that? I mean, granted, I got the double TV. All right, I got a 65-inch on top and then, 48 on the bottom. All right? Shout out to my buddy Jason David's mom. Shout out to them. All right, I don't want to mention their names because they're good professional people, but you know who you are. The great women of Rhode Island who gave me their television, you know? But I got it firing. I'll watch 2 games at the same time. I'll watch 2 fucking football games at the same time. But I don't understand why they got to do that when you could just do 7 o'clock East Coast. Like, the game in Miami tonight is the Eastern time zone. Okay? The game in Denver, I guess that's technically mountain time, right? What is Denver from the East Coast? I think that's 2 hours. That's 2 hours. So why not have the games just right after each other? Instead, they're going to be split on different channels. I don't get it. Because then you can't really watch the game. This is the problem with everybody, is everyone's addicted to like red zone and fantasy football and all this nonsense out here that they can't focus on like the actual games. You know, I like focusing on the actual games. You can't, it's tough to focus on the actual, like, coaching decisions, I think. I'm just talking from my perspective, okay? Again, I just told you I was scratching myself outside of a deli to get coffee, okay, because I have chronic ADHD, okay? That's the perspective I'm coming from. I have 2 TVs hooked up in my house, okay? I may or may not be connected to my neighbor's Wi-Fi, okay? I asked them. It's fine. I'm not, like, I asked them. You know, that's what so why not just put one game on before the other one and then just have another one, especially when they're in 2 different time zones? It's not like they're both playing in New York or Florida, you know? By the way, speaking of money, how great is it that either the Jets or the Dolphins tonight, one of them's going to be 0-4? Who do I want to be 0-4 more, Miami or the Jets? Man, I don't know. I mean, if that one could end in a tie, I'd be really happy. I'll tell you that much. If they could both lose, I'd be really happy. But either way, whoever it happens to, I'm glad that either Miami or the Jets is going to be 0-4. 2 terrible franchises who continue to have issues as long as... Oh, shit, my camera's moving. Hold on. I'm not pausing nothing. I got this cheap aluminum tripod. Dude, I got this new camera lens that literally, I feel like I'm looking down the barrel of a cannon that used to shoot boats in Boston Harbor when the goddamn British were coming in this country. It's like, it's like a cannon. It's literally like, it's not a Canon brand. Is that actually why they call them cannons, those camera lenses? The thing is, I feel like I'm like gonna get fucking, remember in John Adams? Did you guys watch John Adams, the HBO thing? The dude when he's the fucking cannonball goes, or The Patriot. No, I'm thinking of The Patriot with Heath Ledger. Great fucking movie. Love this country. That's another thing. Talk about England getting the best of us. Ryder Cup. First off, the Europeans deserve to win the Ryder Cup, okay? The Europeans deserve to win the Ryder Cup. I didn't watch too much of the Ryder Cup this year. I'll be 100% honest with you. I didn't watch too much of it. I'm in New York. There's a lot of people. There was so many people this week in the city that were here for the Ryder Cup, okay? There's a ton, okay? A ton of people. It was almost like how, like, I don't know, the U.S. Open was. Like, where everyone's wearing golf shirts and USA and all this stuff. I'm all for, like, I've always said, like, golf was, for me personally, I'm a casual golf fan. I don't watch golf the way I watch, you know, baseball or football. But I watch the majors and I like the big tournaments, you know? People were acting like morons at the Ryder Cup the other day. All right? I mean, just the most obnoxious fans in the world. And listen, I'm all for mocking and having fun and all that stuff. But it's like, they've just turned, you talk about something, I mean, it costs $1,000 to get in. Like, whatever. It's a corporate event. It's golf. It's always been like that, yada, yada. They turn it into this giant, expensive fucking thing. First off, it didn't seem like they were playing at Bethpage Black at all. You know, Bethpage Black, every time that's popped up in the PGA, US, whatever it is, whenever you're watching a major, you're like, holy shit, it's at Bethpage Black. U.S. Open, it's going to be it's a disaster there. It seemed like everyone was doing whatever they wanted on the goddamn course. Didn't really seem like I was watching Bethpage Black, okay? But then you get these moron fans that, like, aren't even funny. They just want to end up on a fucking Instagram clip on, like, Barstool Sports harassing somebody. They're not even letting guys, like, you know, regardless whether you like it or not. And I know I come from the group of people that when I was growing up, it's like, oh, fucking Pedro's throwing 102 miles an hour at Derek Jeter and fucking everyone's screaming at all of them, but you got to be quiet when fucking Mickelson's taking a chip shot. That's how the game is. And you get these morons that aren't even funny. You get these obnoxious Long Island dickheads trying to fucking make a scene, trying to bother everybody. And they're not doing it because, like, they actually mean it or feel it. They're doing it because they want it to get fucking viral on TikTok. That's all they're doing it for. So I thought that was a disgrace. The fucking fans were just so obnoxious there. They really were. They really were. And I take pride in, like, being a great fan, all right? Listen, 2 weeks ago, I woke up to go to the Patriots game fucking drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning. I was drinking beers. Before 8 a.m., I was drinking beers. All right? I'm all for getting rowdy and supporting my team, especially when it's the United States. And especially when it's Europe, okay? But you know what? Europe won. They won in a hostile environment. All you could do is tip your cap. They won. But I mean, you get the most obnoxious fans anyways in New York, specific. I mean, Long Island. You know, this area, the tri-state, you get the most obnoxious fans. You get a lot of entitlement with the sports fans here. And people could call me out and say whatever you want. You do. You get entitlements, okay? You think I'm not going to hear this week? I mean, we got Red Sox-Yankees playoff series. All 3 games in the Bronx, by the way. I really don't like the new baseball playoff format. You know, put too many teams in there. Whatever. Not up to me. But you think I'm not going to hear 27 championships, you know, from some fucking kid who's 24 years old and barely remembers 2009? Of course I am. Okay? Of course I am. You get it all. The same with the Jets, Giants, all that. You put it out there at a golf tournament. It's no different. It's just these dickheads can piss away $1,100 on a ticket. Sorry for scratching my nuts on camera. It's 8 in the morning, okay? Actually, you know what? I'm not apologizing for it. All right? I had an itch. It's 8 in the morning. I'm in my house that I pay rent for. That I have a perfect record. I want this on document. I have a perfect record of paying rent on time in this household. Okay? There's been no complaints against me. All right? Nothing ever. I've been a great resident in this establishment. I'm not going to put my address out there. Okay? But as the solo occupant of this domicile, I've been nothing but a textbook great tenant. I want that out there for the court of public opinion. That's what I meant to say, the court of public opinion and things of that nature. So, yeah, I watched those 2 games. It was nice watching Baltimore get their ass kicked last night, as much as I didn't want to see Kansas City play well. After that, I hit push-ups and bench press like an animal in the house. I was doing incline bench presses, dude. Just going ham, kid. Did that. And then threw on Sunday Night Football. Micah Parsons made his return, a tie game in fucking Dallas. It was a fun game. You know, say whatever you want, like Dallas, Green Bay. Such a great rivalry with so much amazing history. I remember I watched the Ice Bowl. My Uncle Mark would always tell me about the Ice Bowl, and I think I actually watched it for the first time, probably at his house, like, dude, 25 years ago, easy. Maybe even longer ago, honestly. Maybe even longer than 25 years ago. But whenever I watch Dallas and Green Bay, granted, they're playing in the Dome. When I watch Dallas and Green Bay, there's a great Ice Bowl documentary. It used to be on YouTube. It was the entire game, but they would it was one of the old NFL Steve Sable type things where it was the entire game, but then they would go into the crowd and interview people. They'd be in the parking lot, or they'd talk about the people that worked on the field at Lambeau would talk about Vince Lombardi's new technology to keep the field heated that just didn't work at all. Guys were getting taken to the ground and cutting open their skin and everything. And I got to rewatch that because that's what I was thinking about last night. I remember I was sick as a dog. I was still living back home. And I remember I was so sick, and I threw it on one day, and I just watched the whole thing. It was fucking 3 hours. I mean, it's the entire game. It's the entire television broadcast mixed with the, like I said, the fans. And the fans, there's guys just drinking Jim Beam right out of the bottle in the stadium. I mean, obviously there's no metal detectors then. That's all I could think of. What I think of the game, it was fine, I guess. I enjoyed it. I was going to put a video up last night, and I made the whole 14 hours, but my phone was already plugged in. I was on the second that game ended, at the end of overtime on the field goal, I turned my TV off, and within, I think, 30 seconds, I was in my REM cycle, kid, I was in REM while fucking Collinsworth was interviewing Micah Parsons. I was in full REM. So I didn't see any post-game last night. I was in my REM cycle. Other than that, what else is going on? Yeah, Red Sox, Yankees this week, okay? I guess this was the expected thing. Everyone was coming. I was just waiting until everything gets set in stone. I still don't understand Major League Baseball playoff format. You know? So the American League Division Series is just a 3-game series, and it's in one venue. Kinda gay, but what do I know? You know what I mean? What do I know? I feel good about the Red Sox. I take it Crochet is going to pitch tomorrow. He pitched on Friday or whatever. Do they have the pitching matchups out? I would imagine it would be Crochet and Max Fried, right? Let's go Sox, Yanks. Sox, Yanks, wild card game. Let's go RedSox.com. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to go to any of the games, but if for whatever reason it pops up, it sucks we don't have fucking Roman Anthony in this. That's one thing I will say. Roman Anthony was my favorite part about this year. All games are going to be on ESPN. Great. They don't have Jessica Mendoza anymore, do they? Are they going to say who's pitching? Sox pitching matchups. I would imagine you got to throw Crochet out there, game 1 in the Bronx, right? Yeah, Crochet versus Max Fried, and then it's to be determined versus Carlos Rodon on Wednesday. So game 1, I mean, tomorrow at 6:08 p.m. is going to be Crochet versus Fried. Two brilliant left-handed pitches. Obviously, Crochet's awesome. He probably won't win Cy Young, but he'll be right there. Actually, who knows? I mean, the way the season ended. By the way, Detroit didn't get in, right? Did the Tigers get in? Did Detroit blow that fucking... Oh, no, Detroit did get in. Detroit was up 15 games in July in the American League Central. I remember dude, I think I was talking about it with my buddy AD during Sacco and Vanzetti. I think it was him. We were talking about just divisions in baseball, and we were like, oh, yeah, everything's over except this. Everything is up. Who knows what's going to happen? The American League Central is the only thing that this thing's done. That was in July. It probably was him. It's probably my buddy AD. We were talking before our show, and I was like, dude, I remember looking, I go, 15 games. I go, it's over. Now they got to play in Cleveland? Man, I hope Cleveland gets him. Shout out to Terry Francona, too, bringing the Cincinnati Reds to the postseason. His first year there, Terry Francona. I mean, I'm rooting for the Boston Red Sox first and foremost, but if you ask me where my next allegiance lies, Cincinnati, Terry Francona. That's who I'm pulling for. So we'll have a big weekend, a big week this week with baseball, Red Sox, Yankees. Sox got to fucking knock them out. I'm trying to think in my lifetime, what do we have? 99, we played them in the playoffs. Yankees won. 03, played them in the playoffs. The one I really remember, I vaguely remember 99, but 03, I remember the entire thing, watched it. 04, and it was 2018. I was at 2018 when they won in the Bronx, and now we have, then we had the one-game playoff in 2021, and now we have 2025. Wild Card Division Series, whatever the hell they call this thing now. Man, but yeah, what a great week of sports. Shit was good. Comedy's good. Tomorrow night, well, yeah, Tuesday, I'm going to be working, and then I got multiple shows. I don't know. I'll put them on my Instagram. All right, you want to see me do comedy? But comedy's really getting ramped back up these next couple weeks. I mean, we're in October now. All right, it's autumn now. It's fall. I mean, it's hot, though. It's hot and humid in New York, though. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's like this, even last week, it wasn't like hot, but it was the humidity. Good Lord. Other than that, I'm excited the Patriots got a big test next week in Buffalo. Sunday Night Football, their last regular season game in Ralph Wilson Stadium. The stadium I'm paying for. The stadium I'm paying for, built right next door. You know what? I'm gonna take a stand right here on this podcast. This one's going to Kathy Hochul, Terry Pagula, the owners of the Buffalo Bills, the Treasury Department of New York State. As a tax-paying New York citizen, me, Ryan O'Toole, I pay taxes that is currently building the new stadium in Buffalo for billionaires. I am requesting 2 tickets to Sunday night's New England Patriots Buffalo Bills game. I am requesting 2 tickets. I am requesting tickets, figuring I am funding the stadium next door. I want 2 tickets to the Patriots Bills game. Just want to put that out there. That being said, I'm excited for the Patriots to face off against a legitimate Super Bowl threat, a team that is, I mean, heavyweights all over the place. You know, I know we make fun of Buffalo on this podcast and Sean McDermott and all that. They're going to be playing in a very difficult atmosphere. We got the Stephon Diggs return game. All right. I'm sure, you know, Western New Yorkers, they're known for their hospitality, their friendship, their working class demeanor. Okay, and listen, there's some of the best people I know, is people from Western New York. That region over there is some of the best, not even just the best Americans, but best people you'll meet in the world. I'm sure they will greet Stephon Diggs, his first return trip to Buffalo, now with a division rival in New England. You know what, though? I wouldn't even call it a division rival. The Patriots haven't earned the right to be the rival to the Buffalo Bills. Okay? Just like how the Bills were never a rival to the Patriots. We play in the same division. We're competing against them. We want the division crown, but the Patriots are not a rival to the Buffalo Bills. The rival to the Buffalo Bills is the Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore, these playoff Super Bowl threats. We need to fucking go out there and earn it, though. And that's what I'm excited for. The Patriots got to go in there and play tough. Got to see where you match up against this. So I'm very excited for the Patriots. We test it on a night game, too, a Sunday night game. So we're going to be up late next week again. But it's going to be, next week's going to be a 14-hour day, too. I think we have international 9 o'clock games for the next, 5 or 6 weeks or something. So there's that. All right, other than that, anything else I got to hit on? I just wrote Patriots, Red Sox, Yankees, NFL. I wrote ovulating. I mean, how many people are going to text me telling me that they're ovulating? Okay, is this what being a 32-year-old single dude is? All right? Every broad I talk to is telling me they're ovulating. Okay, I just wrote that down. That's probably going to end up being a comedy thing. Then I wrote Pam Oliver. I'd want to be drunk if I was Aaron Rodgers, too. Yeah, shout out Pam Oliver. Hey, I will say this right now, again, because this thing on TikTok got fucking... I woke up today, it was fucking 500 comments, 10,000 likes, all this shit. Listen, everyone who's saying that, if anyone gets directed here, if I ever saw Pam Oliver at a bar, minus yesterday, I would 1,000,000% buy her a drink. Pam Oliver is somebody I grew up with, I fucking love Pam Oliver. And I have no problem with her getting shit-faced at a fucking football game. I don't care if they're playing in Cincinnati, let alone Dublin. All right? I have no problem. She's in Dublin, Ireland, drinking. She's not in Riyadh, okay? She's a woman. She wants to get fucking shit-faced in Dublin. Good for her. Okay, it's too early in the morning to be yelling like this, is it? I don't know. The Red Sox fucking start a playoff series against the Yankees tomorrow. I'll be back here sometime later on in the week before the weekend. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing. Subscribe to my YouTube, too. This thing's going to be on YouTube. I know most of my videos, my listeners are audio, but we're doing this, all right? And with this background, for however long I have I deserve to live here for a long time, okay? If anyone knows of any good apartment deals in New York City or what to do, that'll be appreciated too. Other than that, that's the podcast. Go Patriots. Keep fucking moving. Keep going forward. I'm going to start watching all the post-game stuff right now. Trying to think, did anyone important die or anything this week? No, I think we're good. All right, I'm out of here. Peace out, bitches!